In their 19th April meeting with President Museveni, the traders' leaders voiced several concerns, including calls to suspend IFRI's, the electronic fiscal receipting and invoicing solution. They also called for an increase in the threshold for value-added tax from 150 million shillings to at least 1 billion shillings. However, the president declined to respond to all their requests, instead insisting that the matter would be resolved after consultation with the Ministry of Finance, ERA and the traders' leadership.
Now, the techniques, I would like to study them, and then we meet again with you people. But internally, I can meet these people on the 24th. The URA and finance and all that.
So, we asked two tax consultants what may constitute a win-win solution at the meeting on Tuesday.
The tax that is being tracked on IFRIS is VAT, Value Added Tax. Now, Value Added Tax is an indirect tax. It is a consumption tax, a tax that is levied at every point in the supply chain where value is added. So it's not double tax in any way.
I think tax administration, the president and URA need to do some soul searching. Do things that facilitate taxpayers so that their businesses thrive. Because if businesses thrive, URA is going to collect 30%. If businesses are not thriving because you're not facilitating them, you will lose out on that revenue.
Regarding the value-added tax review, the tax consultants argue that reducing it may not be practical or feasible, as it may affect government's move for increased tax revenue.
It has to be a conversation of a balance between reducing on the tax burden versus raising the revenue. Because at the end of the day, when the tax rate is reduced, then that means also the revenues that are coming from VAT shall go down.
Government needs revenues. So at this point in time, it's highly unlikely that you can persuade government to reduce the tax rate by 2%. That would inflict a big financial loss or revenue loss to the government. In fact, even when you go to Kenya, the other day Kenya was mooting a proposal to increase the VAT rate to 18%, trying to copy what Uganda has. So in terms of increasing or decreasing taxes, that's highly unlikely.
Mubike adds that it is important for the traders to secure value-added tax registration to enjoy the benefits that come with it.
It is in their interest to register for VAT because they are losing out on money they could claim. In other words, their purchase costs are higher than they could be. That's number one. But then also number two, you want your business to grow. There are a lot of bigger clients who would want to purchase from you. But big clients are not going to purchase from you if you're not VAT registered. Because remember also these big clients, chances are they are still in business. It's still along the chain. So they also want to claim the VAT what? Input.
Like Mubike, Dennis Kakembo, a tax lawyer, is calling for a review of the VAT threshold as the way out of the present situation.
So I think the government can consider the demand by traders that the VAT threshold is increased to maybe 500 million is not an unreasonable ask, and that can be a low-hanging fruit.
With just one day to the meeting with the president, the tax consultants share what they think is a best-case scenario for both Uganda Revenue Authority and the traders.
A good tax regime has to be progressive, not regressive. In other words, let us tax more those who can, and let us not put the burden on the small ones to suffer. The other thing the government can consider to reduce both on their burden and the taxpayer's burden, the trader, is maybe they could consider the filing of VAT returns to be quarterly and not monthly. There are other economies that are doing this.
URA should rethink how tax is administered. While it has a mandate of enforcing compliance, it should not forget its role to facilitate businesses.
For her part, the Minister of Kampala Affairs, Mensa Kabanda, is optimistic that the Tuesday meeting will be good for all.
We are going to meet the president with all the traders in Kampala. It's free of charge. Don't think you're going to pay any money. And don't let anybody ask for any money. It's free entry. Just go, sit, and present your problem. Because he's there for and on behalf of the country.
Benjamin Jumbe, NTV Weekend Edition.